situations here, but he doesn't, so I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
What is this? It's just to explain. Lots of motion ahead. The easiest way. I've got a bad feeling about
Wait, so he's stalking you? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, so basically, okay. Hi. We accidentally made a child, which is like basically impossible, but it happened. Then everything was fine at first, okay? And then after a while, he started acting different, right? And I told him, like, just because we're having a kid together doesn't really mean, like, I'm staying with you because we're having a kid together, you know what I mean? I'm not the type of person to base a relationship off of a baby. I don't have 3 half-siblings on my mom's side and 3 on my dad's side. I give no fucks about the fact that all of which who have different mothers and different dads. So quite frankly, I'm the last person who's gonna stay with somebody because of a child, to be honest. So I told him that, right? And I was like, you can stick around, you can not stick around. I don't give a fuck. Either way, I'm gonna choose to do what I'm gonna do. And quite frankly, because we haven't been together long, I mean, I was like, I'm not expecting you to say, you can do whatever you want. Either way, I'm doing what I'm gonna do, right? So then he's like, no, like, I'm gonna stay, blah, 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 right? And so we were still dating. I broke up with him, like, a couple of days ago. Which no one, almost no one knows that besides, like, Dragon and Shadow and Sierra and F-Sue, because I told them I group chat. And then, like, my friend Kareem, my family doesn't know. I was gonna tell them, but my sister, like, and her boyfriend were having, like, arguments, and I guess they broke up, and then she was being all suicidal and shit, so I didn't think it was the right time for me to tell my family, hey, even though I'm pregnant and with the dad, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think it was the best time to get to. So, they don't know anything yet, but when I broke up with him, okay, so before I broke up with him, I had asked for space, right, because he was nagging me about having sex with him, even though I didn't have my nausea medicine from my doctor at this point. It was just, I was constantly throwing up, and I felt like shit all the time. So I told him, like, I don't want to do anything because I'm constantly puking my guts out. Like, how the fuck are we gonna have sex when I'm throwing up constantly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he didn't really give a shit, right? So he just kept nagging me and nagging me. Like, he said, yeah, I understand that. And then he would just keep saying, like, but I feel like we don't do it ever anymore, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, because I'm throwing up. Like, how are you not getting, like, you know what I mean? Like, it would just be the same conversation over and over and over again. And I don't like repeating myself or doing that, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, well, until I get medicine or something, we're not doing shit, you know what I mean? So I kept telling him that. Well, he kept telling me, just making excuses and shit, like, no, like, I just feel like you're saying that, like, or he would ask me stuff like, the reason that we're not having sex isn't because of that, right? Like, it's not because of, like, you don't want to touch me or anything, like, you don't not love me or anything, right? And I told him, I told you the reason why we're not doing anything over and over again. How many times do I have to tell you for you to believe it's true? Like, what the fuck? So he's like, he's very insecure and shit, which I didn't really notice at first, because, you know, I don't know, he just didn't act that way before. So then, after a while, okay, he started, like, saying weird shit. Like, he started, like, trying to be manipulative and shit, right? So he would say, when I told him, like, you know, one time I told him, all we do is watch movies, like, we don't really do anything, like, as a couple or anything like that. And he was like, well, my plan is to basically wait until you think something like, oh, he's given up on this relationship, blah, 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 and then out of nowhere I'm going to do something, and then you're going to be like, oh, he still does care. And I told him, what the fuck? That's not how relationships work. At that point, I don't give a shit whether you do something or not for this relationship. You should be doing that anyway. We barely started seeing each other. Like, there's no reason that I should have to wait until I think you've given up on the relationship for you to fucking do shit for this relationship and shit like that, right? And he just didn't say anything. Like, literally fucking said nothing. Every time I tried to talk about our issues or anything, he would just say nothing. He would just fucking sit there. But he could go on for, like, hours and hours about sex or something. So I just got irritated and fed up with it and told him to leave me alone and stuff, right? I was like, I need space. I want you to leave me alone. Like, just fucking leave me alone. Because every time he was coming over, all he would do was talk about having sex. That's all. He would not want to talk about our issues, not want to talk about anything else. Every time I bring up the baby or something, he'd just say, no, it'll be fine. Like, don't stress about it. I'm like, you have to talk about certain things and plan certain things ahead of time. That's how it'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just wait till the baby's here and then suddenly start to decide shit because it's here already. You're supposed to decide certain things before it's even here. Like, there's a lot to do but the whole reason it's okay in general is because you fucking did it beforehand and you didn't wait till the last damn second. So, he doesn't understand that, and that's why I also thought he was being childish and stuff, because he's 25, I'm 21, and I fucking understand that. I know some guys, like, take longer to, like, digest certain things and learn certain things, but it's still ridiculous, because
It
it's a
kind of
baby.
pisses
Like,
me off like how much time in the terms of like in a relationship men needs to like
The Vanguard's reporting that Fallen are
digest
tearing into
something
machines
that's
all
going
over the
on.
Cosmodrome.
exactly. You know what I mean?
starting
Like,
to
they
think
don't
they
just,
aren't just
it's
looting
not
for
like
us.
it's easy for girls to
Whatever they're
digest
looking
it,
for,
but you
we
think
should
about
probably
it,
find it first.
and then eventually, you know what I mean? Like, it does take time to get something, but some dudes take, like, 10 times as long than the girls does to actually figure something out. And
Sometimes
it
I get
sucks
pissed with
because,
like myself for doing that.
yeah, but it's
Activity
not
near the
something you
Forgotten
can really
Shore.
help, you know what I
That's
mean? Like,
miles
girls
from
tend
here.
to overthink stuff, so we get stuff
Guardians set up a
immediately,
vehicle grid
almost,
here.
because
We sync
we're
to that. We
constantly
can summon
thinking about
ground
it, whereas
transport from our
guys
ship.
don't think about something like
Let's go.
24/7. It's like, I wish I could take a break thinking about something, but I'm the type to just think about it until I figure it out. I can't just drop it and go do whatever and then come back to it. Like, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. Like, I know some people who do, but I'm not one of those people. So I'm over here figuring things out, like, left and right and doing all this shit, right? And he's over here complaining about having sex and shit. And that's why I told him, like, you're irritating me. Like, I'm over here constantly calling people, getting paperwork done, and all kinds of shit. And he's just talking about how everything will be fine. Of course it'll be fine, because I'm the one fucking doing everything. You know what I mean? Like, he's not doing shit already. And that's why I was like, I honestly would be better off raising the kid alone, because at this point, I'm raising 2 children, because of the way he's acting.
Here's
And
the
then,
Sparrow link.
so, I got more irritated because he wouldn't even fill out papers. Like, he could at least fill out papers. I mean, all you have to do is fucking know the information and write it on the paper. It's not hard. But he wouldn't even do that. And then when, okay, so Dragon Uber eated me food, right? And he got all upset, right? Because he doesn't know who Dragon is, right?
Want to get
So
your
he was like,
Sparrow?
oh,
We
it's
could
a
be in the
dude
Forgotten
who
Shore
would
in
Uber
seconds.
eated you food, being all jealous and shit. And I was like you were gonna buy me food? You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't about to buy me food. He was like, when my mom was like, oh yeah, I know there's nothing in the house, but you're gonna have to just figure it out today, and blah blah blah, right? Well, I was like, okay, well, what am I gonna eat? Well, he immediately goes and says like, well, I'm gonna head home and eat dinner and go to sleep and whatever, right? Like, he didn't give a shit. But then he got jealous that Dragon Uber eated me food. And I was like, are you fucking serious? You know what I mean? Like, you're really about to be upset. Like, real, like, that shit.
If you're yourself not gonna buy food for your significant other, then don't get fucking jealous. Then yeah.
Exactly. And that's normal. Even if I wasn't pregnant and my friend was gonna get me food and you weren't, you can't be like, I'm getting food. If anything, should be happy that I have nice enough friends that'll do that for me, you know what I mean? Like, that's not something that you should act so childish about. So that's why I was thinking, like, he's not a mature person at all, and he does not know how relationships work at all. That's why I asked for space and everything. And then over time, I was just like, you know what? I feel better being away from him than I do being with him. That's why I broke up with him, because I was like, seriously, like, I feel better away from you than I do with you, which shouldn't even be a case. Like, I should feel better being around you than I do, and I don't. I feel better when you're gone. When you say you're coming over, I'm like, oh, fuck, like, I shouldn't feel that way, you know what I mean? When, like, that should not be a thing. If someone's gonna come over and you're like, oh, shit, they're coming over, and, like, you're up to prepare yourself, like, that's not how that should be. I should be like, oh my gosh, they're coming over, and be, like, all excited and shit, you know what I mean? Like, if Sierra said, oh yeah, I'm coming, I'd be like, oh my god, everybody get ready, Sierra's coming over. But when he says he's coming over, I'd be like, oh my god, like, I just feel like drained already. Like, the fact that he's coming over, and it's like, that's not how things should be, so I told him first. And I tried to tell him this one, but he said that, like, he was like, no, I don't understand how that's possible, though. I don't understand how you feel that way, and I'm like, I just do, because you are the way you are, you're not the type of person you want to be with. And he's like, how am I not the type of guy you want to be with? How have I changed? And I was like, it's not that you changed, it's that the person I thought you were isn't who you are. Is basically what running out. And he still was like, but how though? Like, what's different? And I said, I'm not about to tell you why I'm not with you, because then you're just gonna start acting like the guy that I want you to be, which isn't who you are. And that's not a real relationship. Yep. You can't fake who you are and be in a relationship. That's not real. Like, you either are the person for the other, or you're not. It's like, before you even start dating, you're already either meant to be or not meant to be, you just don't know it yet. That's all it is, really. So, you know, like,
Good work.
I tried
Almost
to
got them
explain
all.
to him, but you know what, when I told him that, I was nice first about it, or like, in the middle of the conversation, when he asked me, like, what reasons, right? I was telling him, like, you kept nagging me, whatever. He was like, I didn't know I was nagging you. I was like, bullshit. I told you time and time again, you're nagging me, you're pissing me off. You keep saying these things, and I keep having to repeat myself. I'm a direct person. So when he tried to tell me that I didn't tell him all this stuff for weeks on end, I was like, bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then so then I told him, right, I said, okay, if you were to go out and date someone else or do anything with somebody else, it would not bother me, right? He was like, well, why not? And I said, because it just wouldn't. Like, what do you mean, why not? I just don't care, clearly.
We're approaching the
I had to
shore.
be a dick
The
because at that
Fallen are
point he
using
wasn't
some sort of
taking me
signal
seriously when I was
amplifiers.
being nice.
Let's see what they're
So
transmitting.
then he was like, well, that's a problem. And I was like, it's not a problem. I'm allowed to feel like I don't want to be in a relationship. And he just didn't say anything for a minute. And I'm like, you see where his problems are, right? Like, he thinks it's a problem that I don't want to be with him. And then when I told him, like, the fact that we were not doing anything, right? He was saying, well, I'm not used to girls not being all over me. And I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with me? You know what I mean? I don't care how popular you are with women. Like, I'm not other women. It's me. And this is I feel. Like, what the fuck do they have to do with me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not something you say to your girlfriend. Or anyone, for that matter. I don't care what you are. You can be friends with benefits. You don't say, well, I'm not used to girls not being around me. Okay, conceited enough, and he had the nerve to call me a narcissist. And I was like, I mean, I can be from time to time, but not to that extent. Like, to where I'm going to tell someone else, well, if you don't want to, like, touch me, I don't understand it, because logically it makes no sense, since everyone wants this. Like, that is some severe conceited shit right there. Like, that's really bad.
Good thing that you dropped that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Shit.
Everyone that knows, like, what he did, they're like, oh, hell yeah, drop that bitch, girl. I'm like, oh, damn straight. I don't care what situation I'm in. Your ass is gone. I know you are not talking to me like that. I am the last person who's gonna put up with your shit if you talk to me that way. And then, okay, so, because most girls will be, like, feeling bad or whatever. He tried to manipulate me, too. Okay? Because when I was telling him, like, right, okay, no, he was making excuses first. When I told him, like, you're not supposed to do these things or whatever, he was like, well, how am I supposed to know that I'm not supposed to do them if no one tells me? And I was like, because you're supposed to know right from wrong. Everyone fucking knows right from wrong. Like, you're supposed to think about your actions before you do them. That's how? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's some really childish, immature shit to say. How am I supposed to know I'm wrong if someone doesn't tell me I'm
They're
wrong?
both linked to something in Skywatch.
Because you learned that you're wrong, or because you already know you're wrong, because it's easy to tell what's right and what's wrong if you really think about it. Like, the fact that he said that shit really had me like, oh, hell no, I'm not being with you. Like, that is some, like, that's some next level dumb shit. Like, I mean, I've been in some really, like, stupid relationships that have ended for really stupid reasons or really dumb shit, but I have never heard one dude say that shit to me. Like, how am I supposed to know what I did wrong unless I'm told? Because you're not a 3-year-old? Like, what the fuck do you mean, how are you supposed to know? Like, that, I was like, wow. And all the guys I've been with have been younger than him, and they've never said some shit like that. I've even been with guys who are younger than me, and they've never said some shit like that. Like, that really, like, took it to a whole new level for me. I was like, oh, hell no, we ain't being together. Like, that red flag, that's the biggest red flag ever to me. Like, you can't tell right from wrong. We are not doing anything. Like, I am, And then, okay, so the whole stalking meeting, so this is basically how this started. When I told him to give me space, right, he did, like, he didn't at first, because he was bothering me and texting constantly, calling me constantly. When I wouldn't answer, he would be like, answer the phone. And I'd be like, no, I'm not answering the phone, clearly, I don't want to. And then, like, I'd be like, I don't want to talk right now, like, clearly. Or I'd be too pretty and good. It wouldn't even be the fact that I couldn't some of the time, but I'd just be doing something. Or I wouldn't even be near my phone. And then get mad at it. So I'd be like, I want space. So, he wouldn't give it to me at first, but then he started giving it to me. But the thing is, he wasn't really giving it to me. Like, he was just stalking me on social media instead. You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't legit give me space, and, like, when I told him to leave me alone, like, give me space, he stopped talking to me directly, but he would, like, go talk to my friends, see what I'm doing through them, or, like, ask them what I'm up to, or, like,
Fallen or
oh,
tapped
you
into
talked to
something in the
Michelle
back of the
today,
room.
or, like, go stalk me on Facebook or Instagram, or see if I post anything on Snapchat. That's what he was doing instead. And then it became, and then out of that, okay? After that fact, he started looking at my text messages and my Snap messages and everything from anybody else because I was so crazy to it. He thought I was cheating on him with somebody else, which I would never do. But then that just right there says exactly how much insecurity he really has and how he doesn't trust me and shit, even though I would never cheat on someone. I've been cheated on and it's not fun. I would never do that to somebody else. I just leave your ass and date the new person if I really wanted. I'm a very straightforward person. I know, like, even if I was leaving someone for somebody else because I caught feelings for someone else, I wouldn't date them outright anyway. I'd wait a certain amount of time just so that it doesn't hurt the other person's feelings. Because I'm a considerate, nice person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would never cheat on someone or do anything like that. But he fucking thought otherwise, right? So he was like, he was literally reading my Snap messages, because he went into my conversation when I was cooking food. My phone was sitting out on the counter, right? And I was talking to my friend Garrett because somebody made a freaking Facebook with my pictures, but was using, like, I guess they blocked me, and then my friend Carlos found it, tried to talk to them, and they blocked him. So I was asking my friend Garrett if he would go on there and try to find his profile or whatever, right? Well, because Garrett's a dude, of course he has a fucking guy name. So he goes on my Snapchat and opens it and reads Garrett's message and then just closes it. He didn't even save the message, so I knew he opened it, because I save all my messages. I'm that person on Snapchat. I save it all. I don't even have to be dating anybody. I just save it because I just like to have it there. But, yeah, so I fucking save all my messages on Snapchat, and he didn't save it, so I didn't get to see what it said. And normally I don't give a shit when we read messages. Like, I really don't care. Like, most of the time I'm not even talking about anything relevant, but fuck, like, if I can't see my own messages that are getting sent to me, then it irritates me, because I'm like, at least save the shit so I can see it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But he didn't save it because he didn't think I would notice that it said open, right? So he thought I would just think that I sent a message to Garrett, and then Garrett never responded or something. But I'm like, Snapchat says open, rather than receive when you're the last person to send a message. So I was just like, what the fuck? Then he started reading my text messages, and then he started asking me if I was talking to someone else, or if somebody was trying to pursue me or something. And I told him flat out no, like, no one's doing that. But he was just like, I don't like seeing you, okay? And when you exhibit all these little problems that you clearly fucking have, I don't want to deal with that. Like, especially if I'm fucking pregnant and I already gotta worry about that. Like, really. That shit irritates me. So I was just like, look, this is just what it is. You're fucking annoying. Like, go the fuck away. Like, fuck. Like, if I'm already pregnant and I have enough to worry about, like, I'm 21. You think I have money to raise a damn baby? I have enough going through my mind, and if the fucking dad wants to act like that, of course I don't want to be with him. Well, it's 10 times more work than it would be if I was just raising a kid on my own. Then I'm raising 2 children. Like, that's dudes, you know. And he's older than me. He should already know how to act right. So, yeah. And when he was Facebook stalking me and stuff, at first, it was just like, he would search my name every day, right? Well, after I broke up with him, he was searching my name like a billion times a day, every day since I broke up with him. He turned off his location status on Facebook and Snapchat and on his iPhone, so I couldn't see where he is. And that's why I'm concerned that he's probably gonna start stalking me in person. Like, he clearly has fucking issues.
We should destroy this thing.
And I mean, I get turning off your, like, I don't even have my Snapchat location on, for one, because, you know, people can see it, and I really just don't want to be attacked or anything. But
They didn't get
not
much.
that just your
Kept
friends
hitting an
can
active
see it.
firewall.
Like, when you have your stuff on, if
Old
you have it
Earth.
set to everyone or anything, like, I
Russian.
just have it off in general, because I've, like, if my friend were to lose their phone, and somebody
Legends
were
are
to get
true.
into it and go to
A
Snapchat, they
war
could find
mine
any
did
of us.
survive the collapse.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why I don't have it set on to
An
anybody.
AI built to
Because
defend Earth.
my friend could lose their
He
phone and I
faced
couldn't
the
find out for a
darkness and
week or so.
survived.
You know what I mean? Until they get a new
He's
one.
protecting
That I don't
something
want
here in
that
the
shit happening to
Cosmodrome.
me, because that's
We
happened
have to
people
find a way to
before.
reach him.
And they have gotten, like, people break into their houses and steal their shit, or people go assault them and shit like that. Like, fucking weirdos who steal people's phones do that. I don't want that happening to me, so I just have it off. But him, he's constantly always had his shit on, but he turned it off yesterday after stalking me a billion times on his Facebook, because I logged into his Facebook to check if he was still Facebook stalking me, and it just got worse after I broke up with him. So he's still Facebook stalking me, just a billion times a day, and now he's turned off his location. So, and considering the fact that his sister has mental illnesses and, like, sees all these therapists and shit, I really wouldn't put it past him to not have a mental illness. Guys don't show mental illness symptoms until they're in their late 20s. Girls usually show it around 21, 22. That's when it usually starts, like, popping up most of the time. That's just the general statistic. With guys, it's usually when they're, like, 25 to 30-ish, like, all that area. That's when, like, their mental issues start, like, showing and stuff like that. And since he's 25, I'm like, maybe, bitch. I don't fucking know, but he better not be showing up at my door or stalking me, because I will kill a bitch hands down without fucking hesitation. Like, you will not come at me. I'm the last female you should fucking test. Like, I'm a considerate and nice person, but if you're a shitty person or I think you're fucked up or horrible, like, you're really fucking, like, bad, and I mean, like, you're trying to harm other people or do, like, something bad to someone else, then I will not give a fuck. That's when I'm like, I can either be really nice or really, really fucked up towards you. But it all depends on what type of person you are. Like, I'm nice and considerate to people who I consider friendly and nice people, you know? I'm like, okay, you deserve the best. But then when I see these people who are really fucked up, I'm like, hell nah, you getting hell from me, bitch. I will not leave you alone. Especially if they fuck with me first. Like, there's no, at that point, there are no limits here between, like, me, this relationship we have. If you fuck with me first, there are no limits. Like, So yeah, I'm just hoping he's not stalking me, but at the same time, if he is, you know, I'm.
There was a time
Oh, you don't even know.
when
You
we were
don't even
much
fucking
more
know yet.
powerful.
Because I will hands
But
down
that
kill
was
a
long
bitch.
ago.
And he is scrawny as fuck. And
Until
he
it
might think
wakes
he's
and
the
finds
shit.
its
Like, he's
voice.
really fucking cocky about himself. Like, for all the
I am the
insecurities
one
he
who
has,
speaks for the
he's really
traveler.
cocky. His friend asked him for relationship
You
advice,
must
and
have
he told
no
his
end
friend,
of
you know what?
questions, Guardian.
This was his relationship advice. The way you have to get a girlfriend
In
and have a
its
long-lasting
dying
relationship is
breath,
basically
the
just
traveler
3
created
things.
the
You just have to have
ghosts
charisma
to
and a
seek
good
out those who
conversation with a
can
girl,
wield its
and
light
then have
as a
confidence.
weapon.
Because if you act like you have confidence, girls
Guardians
love that shit, and then
to
your relationship
protect
will just
us
work. That was his
and do
fucking
what the
relationship
traveler
advice.
itself no longer can.
And I'm like, that is not how that works. I have
What happened to
charisma
it?
and good conversations with just my
I
guy
could tell
friends.
you of the great battle
My guy friends are confident as
centuries
fuck, but
ago,
does that mean that I'm gonna fuck them? No. That's
how
not how
the
that works.
traveler was crippled.
So, like,
What
I
works in
just...
a
I
relationship
could
is a
tell you
freaking
of the
commitment.
power of the
Exactly.
darkness. Its
Oh yeah, so
ancient
then he
enemy.
started saying, he started saying all this, like,
Many
bogus shit, right, when I was
told
breaking up with
throughout
him.
the city
He
to
said
frighten children.
all this, like, relationships are supposed to be about trust and
Lately, those
communication and
tales
shit,
have stopped.
which, honestly, I almost wanted to laugh my ass
Now,
off. The fact that he said that,
the
communication, I've
children
been
are
telling him for
frightened
weeks
anyway.
what the problem was, and he wasn't doing anything about it. He was just making
What?
excuses or just
Who is
not
this
saying anything.
The
stranger?
darkness
Yeah, and
is
he was
I don't
like,
know, man.
when I was breaking up
We
with him,
will
you know what?
not
He was like, I
survive
know
it
now.
this
I
time.
know that now. I'm like,
Its
because
armies
I'm leaving
surround
you,
us.
you all of a sudden learned something?
fallen are just the
No,
beginning.
honey, I'm sorry. That is not how
What can I
relationships
do?
work. You don't just learn something
You
because
must
someone's
push back
leaving
the
you.
darkness.
It takes a while for people to change
Guardians
and
are
things to
fighting
set
on
in.
Earth and
Even
beyond.
then, you need help. Like, I'm the
Join me.
last girl you can try
Your
to
ghost
swindle
will
back
guide you.
with that shit. Like, trust
I
me,
only
been there,
hope
done
you
that.
chose wisely.
You ain't learned shit just because I told you. Learning is about the experience. It's not about just hearing someone say
I
it to
did.
you.
I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
We're in this together now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been Facebook stalking me and shit. He thinks I'm seeing someone else, which if I am, what are you gonna do about it? I clearly broke up with you. Like, we're not together. We're not married. Like, he thinks we're like, he acts like we're fucking together forever type shit. Like, I don't want to say this is true, because honestly, this is very rare. Like, I'm just saying, it happens, yes, but it's very rare. Most of the time, it's a girl trying to trap a guy with a baby. But I feel like he thought, oh, well, she's pregnant, so we're just gonna be together forever now. Like, I think he thought that, and that's why me breaking up with him and everything, he's like, not able to fathom that, because he's like, we can't have a kid together, she has to be with me and shit like that, you know what I mean?
That's definitely what. That's
Because it
definitely
sounds
not
to
what
me
that
like
means.
I know, but he sounds to me like he thinks that that's
It
what's
just
happening.
means your pull-out game is weak. That's all.
To be honest, yeah. I'm like, that just means you don't got game. Okay.
Did you ever have the DNA test?
What do you mean?
Did you have a DNA test to see if it really was his?
Oh no, it was his. I wasn't doing nothing with nobody else. Like, I know it is his. There's no way. The last person I was with literally before him was Chase, so that was about 6 months beforehand. There's no way it's anyone else's but his. That's the only reason why I'm just like, I can't lie and say it's anyone else's, because I wasn't sleeping with multiple people. I never do that. Because of instances like this. I don't want to not know who the dad is. That's why.
I mean, you
In
never
this,
know.
in
You could
this
have gone to a pool and
Oh, but I didn't, because it was in January and it was cold as shit, so I know I didn't get into a pool with Cody, but yeah, if it was summertime, I would have been like, well, I could have gotten the pool, and anything could have happened. Like, if I could lie about this, because of how crazy he is and shit lately, if I could lie about who the dad was, trust me, I would be right now. I would be like, nope, you ain't the daddy, he is, you don't even gotta worry about it, I'm breaking up with you, go move on with your life, do whatever, I don't give a fuck, and then I keep the baby and do whatever I wanted. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, if I could lie
I don't
about
give
it,
a
I
fuck.
would. I really don't give a fuck. Like, if he would just disappear from my life and not care about the baby or anything, then I wouldn't want to get an abortion. The only reason why I want to is because because I can't deny that he's a baby. If he wants a DNA test to see if he's the baby, if I said I don't want to get one, what does that say? You know what I mean? Like, that clearly says, clear as day, he's clearly the dad. Like, come on.
Yep.
Like, at that point, they have their answer. I can't say no to it. So at that point, he still has parental, like, say-so. You know what I mean? Because he is the dad. If I want to give it up for adoption and he doesn't, I can't. Because he's the dad. So if I don't want it, and I want to give it up for adoption, but he still wants it, then they're just going to give him custody of the kid, and then I pay child support, which I don't want to either, because I never wanted a baby to end this year anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. And at the same time, it'll grow up fucked up with him. It'll be stupid as fuck with him. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl. He'll raise it to be fucking horribly fucked up at that point. Like, I'd rather just, if the best alternative to me is just to have the baby and give it up for adoption, because I can't care for it, and he's definitely not fit to be a parent. But at the same time, you know, I can't decide on
How
his
did I
behalf.
get it and you didn't? What?
Who knows?
I really have no clue. F Sue is 12 and she gets it, which is why I'm just like, how does a 25-year-old man not understand these things? This is why I say he has issues. He cannot be a parent. There's no fucking way he can be a parent and it be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just like, I'm just like, what to do. There's like almost no answer. So I just like getting rid of it's like the best option. Otherwise, my mom said she would try to adopt it. Like, if I give it adoption, she said she would adopt it. And I'm like, then there's no point in that, because then I'm still in its life. You know what I mean? Then why the fuck would I not be the mother at that point? And she was like, no, I'd raise it like I'm the mom. And I was like, that's gonna fuck it up. Oh yeah, your grandmother's your real mother now, and then your mother's your fucking sibling because you're adopted.
I think there
Really?
was like a series on
That's
Disney.
that's how you fuck up children like that, though. Like, my sister's fucked up because my grandma raised her instead of my mom. My mom was always in her life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my child to be like her. and act like that and fucking have problems the way Jordan does. Like, I don't want that for my kid. So, I don't want that either. But my mom's like, so I'd have to secretly give it up for adoption without my mom finding out, and then she'd be pissed at me afterwards, but she wouldn't be able to find the baby. I would make sure of that shit. And then, there we go. Everything will be fine. And that's the thing. But then again, I can't get Scout to say, I don't want the fucking baby. And I'm just like, well, then I won't fucking have the baby. There we go. No baby, no problem. I'm just saying, shit. Up to 24 weeks, you can get an abortion legally in Nevada, and I'm 11 weeks. So don't think I won't go there. It seems to me like the easiest fucking solution and the best solution at this point is getting rid of the baby. Otherwise, it's just gonna be born fucked up, and I'm not trying to make another killer be born in the world. You know what I mean? I never planned on having a baby. It just kind of happened, and then I'm not even with the dude anymore. Like, it's just kind of like, at this point, and then the only kind of futures I see the baby having is one that I don't have fucking money, where we have fucking financial problems, and it has a fucked up father and all kind. Like, I just don't see it ending well for the baby ever. Like, yeah, you got me as a mom, but we don't got no money, and your dad's a fucked up person who I can't deny visitation rights to. So, what the fuck would I do at that point? You know what I mean? Like, and then he could teach it to be fucked up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
he could make it stupid as fuck. He could make it not listen to me. It could grow up thinking all kinds of things are right and they're not, because he clearly doesn't know right from wrong. So, and the thing is, Scout's mom, his mother makes excuses for the way that her children act. Like, she's one of those moms that's like so nice to the point where if her kids do anything wrong, she can't tell them they're doing anything wrong. That's why they are the way they are. And that's why I'm like, he's not going to be a good parent. Like, it would be with me half the time, but what if it didn't listen to me and it chose to listen to him over me? You know what I mean? What if it was like daddy's type of kid, not really like mommy's child, but more of a favorable towards dad? Then it's just going to listen to him, and he'll tell it all types of stupid shit, and I don't want that. Then I have some dumbass kid who's going around possibly going to become a murderer in the future, and it's over here already believing all types of things that are wrong that are correct. And let's face it, most of the stuff that's wrong, when you're told it's wrong, it's easier to do the wrong thing than it is to do the right thing in
To do
most
the right thing.
situations.
Yep.
Yeah, so I feel like it'll be easier to fuck up the kid than make it the kid actually, be a decent person. It's harder to make a decent child than it is to fuck it up.
Especially on this generation.
Yeah, exactly. And where there's so much shit in the world and so much going on, like, it could just turn to drugs, it could kill itself and commit suicide. I mean, my grandma and my sibling and my aunt have depression problems. His family members have mental issues. Honestly, this kid's not gonna have a fucking good life. Like, it just won't. Like, it could have depression issues, it could have asthma, it could have mental illnesses. My grandma's sibling fucking killed his wife and all his children and ended up in the loony bin. So, it could really be born fucked up already to begin with. I really don't need the situation fucking it up more than it already could be. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's the better option to seriously just get rid of the baby altogether. I wasn't trying to have a baby this year, and it's like,
Well,
it
surprise, you have a baby.
doesn't look good.
Surprise, baby.
I'd raise it on my own if he would just go away, but he won't. He keeps nagging me and stalking me and won't leave me alone and thinks it's a problem for me to not want to be with him. You know how psychotic that is? You don't say that shit to somebody. I mean, Malcolm said that to me when I broke up with him. He was like, in the future, we're getting married, we're gonna have kids together and shit like that. I'm like, why the fuck is every dude I date crazy when I break up with them? Can't you just accept the fact that I'm breaking up with you and just move on with your life?
It's just
I
because
can't be
you're so
that
hot,
good.
man. No, you really are.
No, see, but
You really
no
are, though.
one can be that good. I cannot be that. This is why I said he has the nerve to call me a narcissist over his ass. He says, I'm not used to girls being all over me, but I'm over here like, I can't be that good. Like, you see this? This is why I said he's more narcissistic than I am. But at the same time, I don't know what other reason to have for why they act the way they do. Because it's not just him. Every dude I break up with says some shit like this. I'm like a drug that they just can't stop using. And I'm just like, but fam, you don't got the right money for all this. right here. This drug is too expensive for you. I'm sorry, but it's not working out. And then they're like, nah, fam, I don't like withdrawal symptoms. I need you. And I'm like, well, where the money at, though? Like, I feel like I'm the drug, and they have an addiction, and I'm just too expensive for them.
You are.
See, I found a safe spot for you.
So, I don't know.
I'm rank 21.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
She says
Every
so
youth
she
I
does.
date, it turns out like this. I'm not just.
No,
I'm
Clyde
not
died.
an open relationship.
Clyde is only
type
level
person.
8.
I think I'm just
Clyde
gonna
definitely
stick to dudes that don't really give a fuck because I'm sick of these people.
That's the
being
best kind of
obsessive.
dude. From what I've heard.
Mostly are for me. I don't like these obsessive dudes. Like I can't even break up with people because they fucking think that I'm not allowed to or something. So I don't know why. Don't
Clyde
ask
is a
me,
baby, I'm sorry.
But I just feel like I gotta date guys that don't give a shit. Cause like, the ones that do give too much of a shit. So the ones that give no shit in the beginning will probably give an average amount of shit at the end.
Are we talking about actual? Okay, no, never mind.
No, we're talking about how they give a fuck.
Alright.
Yeah.
Just the conversations. They give a reasonable amount of shit. There's
Yeah.
others that just don't shit at all.
And there's those guys that you
But
kind of
that's-
just want to punch in the face.
Yeah.
A lot of those.
Like
Except
me.
I want to punch them all in the face.
No, I don't want to
like,
punch
get
you in
the-
the face. Not as much as the other guys. I want to give you
Not
a
as
much.
much.
Yeah, that
Not
makes me
as
feel
much.
better.
Keywords.
Never doubted you for a moment, Guardian.
No, you
Punches
definitely
all
don't.
guys in the face, but not you as much. Punches others harder with more force.
Dismiss.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
give you,
something
like,
Sierra
10
would do.
punch.
Strength in
Punch does 10,000 damage on random guy. Goes to Felipe. Sierra goes, punch. It does 10
God.
damage.
Why is everybody just wants to say my real name? Fucking.
Felipe!
Felipe.
I like that funking right there.
Say
Okay, then I'll
fuck
just call you Philippe. Philippe.
No, you.
No thanks.
Actually, I have an interesting story of why my name is PH.
Go for it.
I thought
Why
it was
do
for
I
the
like to?
Felipe.
No, because there's a little joke with it. Because
Go for
only
it.
smart
No, go.
girls can get the PhD.
Ha 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 ha. I like that one.
I hate you.
I knew it.
I love word puns.
I hate
That's perfect.
PH, I hate you.
I'm actually proud
Oh, wow.
The sound of
Sierra,
disappointment
hit him with
coming
the
out of
2,000 damage right now. Just hit him
of
with
it. You
it.
can, but I get to resurrect them.
Okay.
Yeah, but some girls really are stupid
What?
like that. Like, that's a good thing. I like it. I dig it. Or maybe I just
I
think
know,
he's such
it's,
a guy
that's
to
why
like it,
that's
but
why I want to resurrect him after she kills him. We need more of that.
What? Like, I say that, but then again, my ex. Oof.
I know, when you think about your exes, you're just like, why did I go there? Why did I go
I mean,
there? It's
first
always a
of all,
question.
it was like, I'm in Florida, she was in Ohio. I had to like take a fucking $300 plane to go there. So that's already like a big
Damn, you already
ass.
put effort in.
Yeah, and then what makes it like stupid is that I put a lot of effort into it, and she put like none, and I chose to understand that she was going through a lot. That like
Yeah.
because she went through, well, her parents went through a divorce, and then she got a job as soon as we started dating. So she was like more focused on that, but also her boss was like a dick.
Yeah.
Well, she was a bitch and a dick.
I'm a dick.
Also a bidick, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bye, PH.
That as well. What? Oh, I left. And then she made it seem like the whole relationship ending was my fault and didn't want to even like have an argument about it. Like every time there was a problem, she wouldn't want to have an argument. She would just be like,
It's all your fault, like immediately on you.
not even that, but like,
No, she wouldn't want to talk about it at all. Like she would just be
she
like,
wouldn't
there
want
is
to.
no
She would be
problem,
like
basically.
she would be. Yeah, exactly. She would like
Yeah, I get
make
it.
it seem like
Like
every
there
time
was
I
no
would ask
problem,
her.
and you were just making problems, like to yourself, and that's why the
Exactly.
relationship had to end. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it, because that's exactly what Scout was doing. I was just like, this is the problem, but he wouldn't talk about it. But then he was like, what's wrong with our relationship? But when I broke up with him, he was like, doing whole, like, they try to make it seem like there is no issue. Like, they are the issue, but they don't want to admit that, so they just tell you there is no problem, because they don't want to talk about it. If they did, they'd be, like, forced to talk about the fact that they are the problem, that they're doing what's wrong. So they just ignore it instead. They're just like, no, there is no issue.
It kind
Get
of
it?
pissed me off how
Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
how
It's like, dude.
she basically made the whole relationship, which she was already like on top of me, like the weight of it, fall even more, making it seem like, oh, you wanted to talk about this and stuff, but no,
Yeah, she's
I don't want
manipulative,
this.
doing
Yeah,
that
she
shit.
she was.
Yeah, by doing that, she knows that she's the problem, but she's making it seem like it's your fault because she's manipulative like that.
And it's actually a good thing that I had psychologist therapy or whatever you call, because it made it like very clear that she was really manipulative.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize that they're in that kind of situation, so when it happens, they
Yeah.
really do think it's their fault because they fall for all the manipulation and all that. Which is sad because it's not their fault. They didn't do anything.
And one thing that she used to do a lot was
Wow.
like basically,
But continue.
tell me, well, she would tell me that like, oh, you want to play a game with me today and stuff, and just like mark it like an hour. So I would like wait until she would like, an hour pass and not even like bother her with it, because I didn't want to seem like I was pushy.
Yeah. But
So
see, she's just taking advantage of the fact that you're considerate and stuff. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, she can see who
It's
you are, but she's fucking around and doing her whole little thing.
yeah.
I hate people who
It's
act like that. That's why I'm not friends with a lot of chicks, because they be manipulative, they're hoish, they lie outright, and, like, see, guys don't realize, like, some girls will watch a guy flirt with a girl, and they already know the girl's horrible, right? But if you go over there and tell him that, he's just gonna think you're trying to, like, be conniving or something, so you can't even do anything about it. It's very sad to watch, though.
yeah.
And he just texted me. Okay. He just said, I said I'm considering getting an abortion. You know what he said? He just texted me back. Would make life easier. It's your decision, though. So he's trying to act like he don't give a shit. But he's stalking me on Facebook literally every fucking day.
Do you
I
have
am
like
so, like,
a thing
you
that
see what I'm saying?
shows for
That
for
shows
Facebook?
what?
Like
No,
who's
like I
searching-
logged onto his Facebook and I saw it on his Facebook because I know he's been Facebook stalking
Oh.
me since I asked for space. So when I logged back onto his thing just to see if he stopped it after I broke up with him, it
Okay,
got
I don't know
worse.
why she won't leave me alone.
Who?
What is this person was so rude to me. Like she called me a bitch and a whore. Like I did nothing to her, but she kept calling me that. That's what I was talking about.
Tell her to fuck off.
Somebody wrote it up. I keep trying to tell her that. But like she's in a private party on her own and she's continuously inviting me and I just refuse to join because I don't want to.
I hate people
It's
like
a
that.
private
Some
party.
gamers are just trolls.
It's a private party and she's in it alone.
Can you invite people if you're in it?
I'm gonna send this to
She
Colleen real quick. Gotta give
she
it
can say no.
The party leader can say no to whoever I invite.
Oh. Well,
Yep.
I was gonna
Well,
tell you to invite me there and
invite
just
her.
leave.
Here.
Yeah, so I can talk.
No.
What?
No.
I
No.
don't mind talking to her.
Fine. Fine, I'll invite her.
He's so fake. He is so fucking fake. Like, oh my god, he irritates me. Like, all of my exes, out of all of my fucking exes, he's the fakest bitch I've ever been with. He's the fakest bitch I've ever fucking been with.
I'm gonna turn off broadcast.